normally you give back, but you don't. Nobody really knows about it. Now, how's it feel to be able to do that? And why don't you want it to be recognized?
For the most part, man, just to let people know that I haven't forgot where I came from. I do support my city. I do try to get back and vote when I can. I am trying to be vocal in the community and try to be somebody that the kids can look up to and be able to reach out and touch. Because sometimes these kids, we have role models and they be so far away from us that we don't really, it's so, our motivation only could be so far. But for me to be able to come back, because I definitely feel like that is my calling.
Mm-hmm. What's it mean to you to be in the position to be able to do that? Because, like you said, looking up to you, looked up to Carnell. Now you're that guy, but they get to physically talk to him and interact with you.
Man, once again, it's just a blessing for me to even be in this position, because I worked so hard to be here, even through my ups and my downs. Because I like to say, uh, the things that I went through made me the man I am and who I am today. And just being able to be here right now, it's just a compliment and a dream come true for myself.
Usually whenever you talk to the kids, I've always noticed you don't really talk about football. You always bring up education and just whatever career path they bring. Why is that important to you as well?
For some fact, and I don't mean to say it like this, but I feel like I got to college just off natural talent. It was nothing that I really worked for, and that's why I say if you got it, you got it. I had to work for it when I got to college, and once I figured that out, that I had to work and that football was just something that was in the back of my head. That's when I realized like it's not about football. It's about the other things, the small things, who you are as a person. Because some of those things can bring a person back on a team. I've seen it. A guy could be 13, 14 years in the league, but if his character is right, he handled himself conduct himself in an appropriate manner. Franchises want those guys to come back. Franchise want those guys, not what they can do on the field. It's just the leadership aspect of it.
Say whenever you was in high school and you're in those kids' seats where they are today, right? And that you had somebody like that for you. What do you think that could have done for you, and how big is it for those guys?
Man, it would have been humongous if I would have knew Cornell like that, or
Mm-hmm.
if I could have been able to reach out and talk to him, but I didn't. And so that's why I told those kids, you have to reset your mindset. You have to reset who your support system is. And that was one thing that I did. I got with Ali Smith. I got my mom and dad, Miss Worthy, and those guys put the grind and the work in for me to help me get to where I am.
You talk about role models, and I guess that's something that really, hit home for you whenever you were their age growing up, and something you realized that was important.
Yeah.
Is that something that feel like you're a role model for these kids as well as the teachers that supported you when you were here, right?
Exactly, and that was one of the things I was letting them know. Like, for the most part, nowadays I don't really know what's going on. It's so much influence goes on with these kids in the world today, as far as social media. The people that run the neighborhood, anything. You don't know what's motivating these kids, the things they see on TV. So for me, when I see those things and I be around and I observe and I notice, like, it's it's nothing that the parents doing. It's nothing that a parent is doing to to bring their kid up. It's the things that their kids are seeing outside of their parents. And one thing about me, my parents, they instilled in me, no matter where you go, you always gonna be my child. I'm always know you, and they knew their child.
Well, obviously your time was important for these kids, but I guess the money doesn't hurt either, huh?
Yeah, and that just, at the end of the day, man, like I said, it's not about the money. It's just the fact that I'm here. I'm being supportive to my school because the school did everything for me. They helped me get to where I need to be. They helped me grow, and like I said, I told those kids that when I got ready to go to the NFL and college, the school still had to represent me. The school still had to answer questions for me, and I'm grown. So therefore, you have to give homage to where homage due. And this school, this system, everything about it, I'm all about it. And that's why I try to give so much back and so much of my time back and come back and be supportive in my community.
Is that why you come back? Because you feel like you owe so much to this school? Like, how important is this school for you to be and how you are today?
Oh, it's very important. I sit back. Right now I try not to say certain things or get into the politic area of the school because I don't feel like that's my calling.
Mm-hmm.
That's more of beef. I'm all about positive energy, but the little things that I can do to send a message, those are the things that I worry about, and that's why I try to stay in cahoots with my school.
Anything you want to add?
Are you going to continue with your camp? I understand that you're going to do one in Cincinnati as well as here, yeah?
No. It will be. It's sort of like that, but it's alternate years.
Okay.
Where last year I did it here,
Yeah.
and the year before last I did it in Cincinnati. So this year coming up, it will be in Cincinnati. But it'll be a book bag drive. It will be some kind of drive or something. I will never not do nothing for my hometown. But for me to have two camps, it's just a bit much for me training and the schedule that I have.
You seem very humble, Dre. What's the force behind your humbleness?
For one, money it's just money. It's made to be spent. It's not made to be cherished. Not to me. And at the end of the day, I don't want to be recognized for somebody to have money. I want to be able to still be approachable. Anybody can talk to me, and I open myself, and I try to have myself available to any and everybody. I try to stay within my means, and I'm just a regular old Joe Blow, just a guy that plays football. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm. A lot of pros have done the opposite of what you've done, and that is basically once they left their hometown, that was it, and just never came back. What keeps you coming back, and what keeps you so involved in this community?
Plain and simple, man. Those guys, they football players. I don't feel like I'm a football player. I feel like I'm just a guy that play football. And by me saying that, just to kind of answer your question, when guys worrying about themselves, worrying about what they doing, as far as that right there, they worried about the football aspect. I worry about my family and my friends. That's why I say I just play football. I'm not a football player.